Welcome to the Jeff and the Steph Show. Yeah, baby. We're going to talk about traveling on the thing that you need here in Nairobi. So my wife Stephanie is going to get right to it, baby. What you going to talk about, girl?
Well, that's Jeffrey, and I'm Stephanie. Just so if you didn't know. But welcome to the show. So today we're going to talk about traveling, and specifically traveling to Kenya. But we'll kind of touch on just traveling period. Let's say that you just turned 40 and you decide that you want to travel the world and you have never gone anywhere. Well, the first thing that you're going to need is a passport. So this is my passport. There are several different places that you can go in order to receive a passport. People know that you can go to the post office where you would fill out an application. You have to go to like Walgreens or CVS to get your a headshot picture for it. And then you submit your documentation, which is your birth certificate, ID, social security number, and you'll submit the documents with your application. And it takes about 6 weeks to get it. Now you can do an expediting, which for me, I did the 6 weeks. I actually got mine in 4 weeks. But with Jeffrey, we did the expedited. We went downtown Atlanta. You set up an appointment. You take all of your documents that you would have done at the post office. You take those documents and you just pay, I think it's an extra $60 to expedite your passport. And so on average, passports are like 180, 150. It depends on what state you're in and all that stuff. Atlanta, like I said, you can get same day passports. Jeffrey went in at 8 o'clock in the morning, and he left around 11. They told him to come back at 2, and his passport was ready. So that's you can do the expedited version in Atlanta, or you can do the 6 weeks like I did. So passports is important. All places that are not U.S. territory, you have to have a passport. I know a lot of you have traveled on cruises probably, and on some cruises you don't have to have your passport, but unless you are getting off the port, certain ports want you to have a passport. But most of the time in the U.S., when you're on a cruise, you go into U.S. territory, so you don't have to have a passport. But if you're coming to Kenya, you have to have your passport. The second document that you actually have to have is something called a visa. All right, in order to enter Kenya, you have to have a Kenyan visa. You can get those Kenyan visas on the ETA website, ETA Kenya website, and we just look in the tag and we'll have those links for you. But you can go on there and you fill out, you would do it probably a week ahead. It only takes about sometimes 24 to 48 hours, 24 to 72 hours to receive the visa. But you just fill out the form. It asks you some questions about your accommodations. They want to know where you're accommodated. They want to know, are you a tourist? Are you visiting family? What you're doing when you come, and how long you're going to stay. Now, on any given visa, you can come to Kenya and you can actually stay up to 3 months. Yeah, on that one visa. So just know that when you come, you can actually stay for 3 months on that visa before you have to leave. So passports and the visa. And for your travels, drum roll.
Well, let me tell you this right here. Of course, this is a long flight. Let's get that out the way. We can't help it that just what the best creation of things that they made, which is an airplane. So if you can go by car, take a car if you think you're going to get that fast. But yes, it can take anywhere from 12 to 16.
15 to 20. It could be 31 hours, but it just depends on what flights you choose. That's the thing.
And then just learn. Stop making excuses for you to travel. If it takes that long, so be it.
And you can take breaks. Like there are breaks in between that you can make stops. You can have as many stops as you want. For me, we personally like one stop, one layover. Okay, so we would do half our travels and then we'll do a layover for so many hours, and then we'll go with the second phase. So that gives us time to get off the plane, stretch a little bit, eat a little bit, and then move on to the next phase. Now, they feed you well on the plane. You're gonna eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner if you're on the plane during that time. They got snacks, they have drinks. You can have a beer, you can have wine, you can have coffee, tea, whatever it is, your soda, whatever it is that you like, juice. So they do have that available. So you're never gonna go hungry on a flight. So if you've never been on a plane for that long, just remember they're gonna feed you. They're gonna take care of you, okay? There's movies and all that kind of stuff on there. Most of the time they supply the headsets. This is a headset I got on an air flight, and then they also, a lot of times they give you these, and also a blanket. So those are things that you're most definitely going to get on an international flight. They're going to actually give that to you. But things that you can bring on the trip.
Well, I'll tell you one thing with me. Yeah, I like this bad boy right here. Put it around my little neck. Now I'm going to sleep sideways, or I can put it front way, whatever it takes. I'm gonna get me a napkin. Also, get you some what's the name of those pills?
Jet lag pills, y'all. I don't have them with me. I don't have the box with me, but jet lag pills, you can get them on Amazon. Those, you pop them every 2 hours during your flight. You pop them 2 hours before your flight, and then you pop them every 2 hours during your flight. I'm telling you, there's a difference when you take jet lag pills and when you don't. I can tell you that now. How you feel when you get off, if you don't, you're going to be tired, you're drained, all that stuff, all that moving and all of this travel, it will weigh on you. Then changing time zones also is something that weighs on you mentally, physically, emotionally. So jet lag pills, please go online, look them up. They do help a lot.
So the next thing you want to talk about, of course, the voltage is different here in Africa compared to America. So these are adapters which have different plugs on it here.
Depending on where you travel, these plugs are based on different things. Like this is the plug that you will see mostly in Africa. And then if you, from the U.S., like your regular plugs, we use this portion, so you can put that, put an American plug in here. But this is a converter that is needed. I just had something that I learned, fun fact. I have a laptop from the U.S. I left my charger, bought a charger here, and that charger fried my laptop. And it took some time. It took a lot of time. It took about 6 months, but it literally fried my laptop. So I didn't use this, and because I didn't use this, that conversion between the two did not help my laptop at all.
And also they have a thing called a step down. So it's one's a little different as well that I learned. So you want to be able to get that before you travel, because you don't want to fry your laptop, computer, whatever that you have there, because the voltage is different. Also, I learned here as well is that you want to learn how to balance your body here. So you might want to take some sleeping pills, because sometimes you may be up. You may be up the whole day, and it's so hard to balance yourself up. So sometimes you may want to bring some sleeping pills here as well.
It's 7 hours difference. So a lot of times, even now, we have trouble. We've been here almost a year now, and we have trouble because our family and business, we still do business in the States, we still have family in the States. When it's nighttime here, it's daytime there. So when we're winding down at 5 and 6 o'clock, you guys are waking up. So that's when we're getting our calls. Those calls get to starting, and shoot, it's like when it's 5 o'clock there, it's almost 2 a.m. here, and those when we get a lot of our calls. So people forget that we are in a different time zone. It's we're 7 hours ahead. Our day is ending when your day is starting. So having a little melatonin is not going to hurt you, or bringing something that will help you to sleep at the right appropriate time. And a lot of times too, you can adjust your flight so that you're flying in at night or at the daytime. So if you're flying at night, it's great because you can go right to sleep and wake up the next day and feel refreshed. versus you coming in the morning, you're tired and you start sleeping, and then you'll be off a little bit. So yeah, just keep that in mind when you're changing time zones, no matter where you travel. But traveling to Kenya, like I said, we're 7 hours difference from Atlanta. So also, keep you a handy dandy charger. It's really good to have you a portable charger. We tell people to travel with that a lot. I most definitely brought bug repellent. However, you would have thought that mosquitoes were really bad here. They're not, especially not in the city. More so by the lakes, or if you go to the coast, you'll need them more. At nighttime, like, you can have your door open all day, but at nighttime you want to close your door, because those mosquitoes will come in and have a feast, especially if you have certain blood types. But then also, this repellent is good. We have sprays. We use we use a little incense, sometimes just burn it in the door and keep our door open. And I love to travel with essential oil, just because, when you're on a flight, different smells may bother you or whatever. You're on a long flight. I always bring essential oils. It just helps me to just feel comfortable and relaxed. Maybe some lavender, some lemongrass, or something like that.
Also, I want to explain about, people ask, do you have to take shots? No, you don't have to take no shots.
It used to be that you have the yellow fever shot once you go back to the States from Africa. Anywhere in Africa, if you visited Africa, they used to make us have yellow fever, but you don't have to have that. And there are ways around it as well, especially if you don't, like us, we don't believe in the vaccine thing, so we don't do vaccines anyway, but you don't have to have any shots to come to Africa. So I like this because if you're doing any kind of water sports, like we went whitewater rafting and got in a boat, did a boat tour and stuff like that. These are great. This is a waterproof bag that you can get online. I actually got mine in Zanzibar, but you can actually get them before you travel. You probably could get them cheaper, but this bag is totally waterproof. So you just put all of your things in there, and traveling, you want to have that. It's one thing I forgot. I actually have it, but it's put away. It is a phone case. It's a waterproof phone case. Like if you're going snorkeling, you're going whatever, you're doing any kind of water sports and you don't want to get your phone wet, you can actually literally immerse yourself in water with those phone waterproof cases. So that's important. I got my first one. I got it in Mexico. It still works. And that was in 2020. I think when I went to Mexico and I bought that. It's really good to have.
Also, number one thing that we've got to mention is the currency. Definitely would like to probably change some of your money, your American currency, into the Kenyan shillings money. Mm-hmm. So you already can have the money here, because I found myself when we first came here that I tipped the driver American money. He looked at the money like, what am I supposed to do with this? I said, oh man, I forgot that. So definitely you want to exchange your money before you come here. And of course, if you have some left over, go back on and exchange it back. But of course you can use your credit card, but of course cash talk. Of course, cash talk in America, cash talk anywhere. And what I mean by cash, change the money over to this currency, and you really can get some great deals.
Yes. It's 129 Kenyan shilling versus $1. So there's 129 Kenyan shillings for $1. So that's the difference in the currency. And this is the thing. You can save a lot of money, and you can come here and you cannot have to spend a lot of money. But if you try to live like you live in the United States, it can get just as expensive. It could be the same. You can spend just about as much money. Because, people think, oh, Kenya is like super, super cheap. Africa is cheaper. It can be cheaper, but also you can still want the same conveniences or certain things that you want to pay for. You can end up spending a lot of money. So just be careful. Just be mindful of that. You don't have to go to the most expensive restaurant, where you can go to a nice restaurant, right? And you can spend, $20 on a 4-star restaurant, 5-star restaurant. We spent like $50 for both of our meals, and you can eat well, you know what I mean? So there is a way to not spend as much. There are places that we go. We probably spend $7 on a meal. Yeah, on our meal for both. We spent $7 on a meal for both of us. You know, and then we spent as much as $50, like I said, on both of us. So you can spend money or not, but it's up to you what you eat and where you go, and the things that you do. Another thing we find, we do a lot of walking, a lot of trails. So if you're like a trail walker, or you want to really be active, I suggest that you get like some type of like water bag, such like this. And this is like a liter of water. And so, and you just put that in there easily. You can buy these, you can change these out. Like they do get to the point where you can't clean sometimes you can't get this clean, so you can buy these. These are just about $10 or $11 at Walmart. And then you can get these for about the same, around the same, or that you can get the most expensive one if you like. But I didn't spend that much on it. Probably spent $20 for both of those. But having a water bag is important because you want to be hydrated when you're doing these trails and stuff. Kenya has some of the most beautiful trails, forests, parks, and different things like that. They have so much history embedded in them. Especially one of our favorite is Karua Forest. We love going there. Has a great trail. We run there. We joined the Nairobi Run Club, which has been amazing. On Saturdays we get together with people from all over the world, and we run or walk. You can run or walk. But those are just some things that we have kind of done that regularly that has helped us to just stay physically in shape and those types of things. So these are must-haves for all my travel. I have not gone too many places without these things. It's very important that you have them. So if you guys are looking,
well, one more thing too.
Okay.
For people who are TV heads, bring your fire stick.
Okay, yeah, we love that. Yeah, our fire stick allows us to watch everything that you're watching in the States. We have everything that we need. Some people have there's some type of box that helps you watch everything Universal. So that's something that you can bring. But our fire stick does work. It does work here. So another thing, a lot of time, like if you're coming to move here, visiting and moving is different. When you come to move here, there may be some things like spices that may be a little different here. Sauces that you might be used to getting that you might not be able to get here, and then also like their appliances, you can get, they have appliances and stuff like that. But if you have like your favorite thing, that you want to bring with you, you might want to bring it with you if you're moving to Kenya. But other than that, like we had an amazing time. We haven't had to buy too much. We really haven't done much shopping. Most of the shopping we've done is like grocery shopping and like toiletries and stuff like that, which is super cheap. We've been to the grocery store and bought like maybe almost a month's full of groceries for like maybe $50, and for the both of us. So that's been amazing.
Also, no, they don't have Walmart here. No.
But they have something similar. Carrefour is kind of similar to like a Walmart, Target, where you get food and you can get appliances and all that kind of stuff. So there is, they do have supermarkets, but we love going to like the actual African markets, the Kenyan markets here. We love going there because it's so much cheaper.
Fruit and vegetable stand.
Fruits, fresh vegetable, fresh fruit. We usually go where the restaurants pick up all of their stuff. So we go to Marikiti Market in the CBD. A lot of people don't like to travel to CBD. CBD is like literally New York City downtown. Downtown New York City is crazy. It's like cars. There's lots going on. You have to be awake and aware. And a number one thing that you need to know is that don't let your hair down. Because, I mean, it's not a lot. There's not a lot going on. It's not a lot of crime or anything like that. But little petty thefts, they love taking phones. They will take it. If you go into
they're not pickpocketing. But if you just filming, You know, you might get caught slipping, the phone gone.
Yeah, in the city. This like if you're in the city, if you decide to go to the CBD area and stuff like that, you have to, you know, put your awareness. Don't let your hair down as much. You still have to be mindful, okay? So just remember, be mindful, be intentional in all ways. Don't let all your street smarts go just because you're in Africa. That's great, right? And it's not like I said, it's not like major. There's no like major crime. Literally, what happens in a year here happens in a day in the United States in one state. Okay, so so we can say that, you know, Kenya is a very safe place, but there is like little, like I said, petty theft as far as like your phone. They love taking phones. There's something in the phone that they sell, I think, that why they take phones as much. But other than that, like we haven't experienced it. We haven't ever had a phone taken or anything like that. All praise to Most High. But it is possible. We have had friends who weren't aware, they were out and they weren't paying attention and they've gotten their phone taken.
Of course, the price may go up once they hear your voice.
As soon as so that's another thing. As soon as they hear your American accent, they automatically think that you are rich, you got the money, and everything, all the prices go up. So we have learned how to we have friends who go with us to the market, they'll talk for us. And then you know, once they get used to you, especially if you utilize them a lot, you can haggle. Listen, Africa is a place where it doesn't matter where you go in Africa. Haggling is a thing. Like, and it can get, to me, haggling is like frustrating. Like, I don't want to keep going back and forth.
You know, another word is called negotiating.
Yeah, negotiating. It's like all the time, all day, all the time. Now, when you're grocery shopping and you're going to an individual person for individual things, that can get overwhelming. For me, it does. So I try to either I walk up, if the price is not what I want, I go to the next person. Then they'll go down on the price before I leave. Oh no, sister, how much will you spend? And so you just have to kind of learn the prices. And like I said, it's really nice to have someone who's from Kenya, who speaks Swahili, who can talk to them, because they're going to give them a totally different price than what they give you. And
then also, please don't come down here disrespecting them.
For sure.
Because, you know, we think like, I'm going to pay this. I'm walking away. If you're not taking this, I'm not paying for it. Don't have that attitude like that. That's a really hostile attitude.
Right.
Just know that you're in a different country and obey by the rules and the policies. And always talk. Talk to people the way you want them to talk to.
Yeah. Slow down. You're from America, slow down. You're talking fast. People in Kenya speak English. But just know that it's British English. And so there's a little bit of difference. So slow down. Slow down as far as your movements go. It's like you're rushing and you want things to, listen, if you come into Kenya, it's pole, Hakuna Matata. Seriously, what you've seen on Lion King, it really is a way of life. It's slowly, calm down, take your time, don't rush, because that is a thing. Like, that can become, it would be frustrating for you if you come with that U.S. mentality. Like, let's go.
Now what's different about that, we already kind of spoke about it earlier, is that they may say pole when you're walking, but it's not pole when you drive. They're driving this madness. They drive wild, they drive fast. Also, it's not disrespectful just because they stare. The Kenyans will stare at you. They will make it seem like they're in your business. They will stare at you now, but it's not disrespectful.
They notice that you're not from Kenya. Like, it's something of our aura. It's something about us that alerts them that we're not Kenyan. So then there's a level of curiosity. You know, where did they come from? Where are they from? You know, people think, sometimes they say I'm from South Africa. They think I'm from Nigeria. So Jamaica. Jamaica. Oh, they always say that. Is that I'm Jamaican, but they tell me, oh, you're not Kenyan. And so, but there are people who tell me, okay, you look, you know, you are. So there's a certain tribe here called the Luya tribe. They have adopted me. Okay, I have Luya friends. They have adopted me. I am Luya. So now I tell you, Mimi Nim Kenyan, Mimi Nim Luya. Okay. So yes.
And I'm many bankhead.
Straight ATL, for real. But they tell him that he doesn't even look Kenyan. But then you have some people who say he can pass. And they say he comes from the coast. Y'all, they think he's Somalian. So, y'all, Kenya is a very beautiful place, and we hope that we said something that really encourages you guys to come and travel. Just come see us. Listen, we will help you to make your travel plans. We can be your travel agent, or we can just hang out. You know what I mean? Like, we love to encourage people to come. I actually have a friend here right now who's visiting me, which is exciting. So we have those opportunities, right, to open the doors for people to come and visit and see. And yes, we can help you. We can guide you, or we can tell you where to go, and you can guide yourself, and then we can just meet you for dinner. That's awesome. Either way it goes, guys, we want you to come. We want you to visit the east side of Africa. Everybody goes to the west side, but we want you to come to the east side. You know what I mean? Show some love over here on the East Coast. This is the seat of humanity, y'all. This is the sister. She's doing a Back to Eden event coming up soon, and listen, that's what we're doing. We're coming back to the beginning, the seat of humanity. This is where we were originally from, East Africa. So East Africa's a seat. So come, why not come to see us, y'all? Just come. And if you have any other questions, you want to know more about Kenya, you want to know more about traveling, you want some help or what to do, no matter where you go, just always check. Remember, you have to have your passports, and in lots of different countries you have to have a visa. So it's very important that you know where to go and who to talk to about that. Find out if that country needs it. You can do that through the U.S. consulate. You can call the U.S. consulate in Kenya, and you can call the U.S. consulate in the United States, and you can just find out where and what it is that you need, the documentations that you need to travel.
And also check the weather. Always check the weather. Kenya's a different place where it has ups and downs. Most people think Africa is all hot. The East Coast is not hot like that, not at all. So you may want to bring a little jacket, but it depends what season you're in. But always check the weather before you come. So other than that, we want to say, come on back to the Jeff and the Steph Show.